Hello everyone, my name is Isadora, and I'm here today to present my PowerPoint about an article entitled Extent of Bullying Among School Students. The author of this article is Sonia George. She is an assistant professor and head in Department of Psychology, Government College for Women in Tiruvananthapuram, Kerala, India. This article discusses cases of bullying that occurs among students through questionnaires. This talk is divided into five main parts that consist of introduction, method, result, discussion, and conclusion. The first is introduction, and in the introduction, I added a general understanding of bullying. The second is method. The method section contains the method used in the research. In this article, the method used in a questionnaire to 600 students, which contains personal data sheets and questions about their experience about bullying during the past 4 weeks. The third is result. In this article, the result section contains the result of the questionnaire that has been given to students in the form of a percentage. Fourth is discussion. In discussion section discusses more about the result of the research that has been done. And the last one is conclusion. The conclusion section is the last part of the research, which summarizes the contents of the article. Now, we will discuss the outline one by one, starting from the introduction. Bullying can be defined as unwanted negative behavior, verbal, psychological, or physical, conducted by an individual or group against another person or persons in which is repeated over time. Bullying is a repeated pattern of harmful verbal, physical, or social behavior which involves the misuse of power. Bullying of any form or for any reason can have long-term effect on those involved, including bystanders. Bullying in school has become a widespread problem that can have lifelong negative consequences for both bully and victim. Bullying includes assault, tripping, intimidation, rumor spreading and isolation, demands for money, destruction of property, theft of valued possession of another's work, and name calling. Bullying in school has become a widespread problem that can. The psychology behind the school bullying is a simple construct that those who indulge in bullying desire to dominate and gain power over fellow students. People who bully others are often motivated by the status or social power they can achieve through bullying. Students are victims of a spectrum of problem behaviors at school, ranging from minor disciplinary problems to criminal victimization. Bullying is one form of these problem behaviors that concern students, educators, and parents because of its potential detriment to the students. Bullying affects everyone involved, even people who witness it. It can have serious and long-term emotional or psychological consequences in addition to the immediate harmful effect. Communities that condone or ignore bullying may create an environment where more serious antisocial behavior is condoned. Bullying undermines key values that schools aim to promote in students' respect, trust, and honesty. Thus, it is a psychological, social, educational, moral, development, and cultural problem which demands early identification. This interdisciplinary relevance adds to the importance of the study. The act of being bullied tends to increase some students' isolation because their peers don't want to increase the risks of being bullied themselves. Being bullied can lead to depression and low self-esteem, and such problems can also carry themselves into adulthood. Now we are going to move to the second outline, that is method. The first one is the sample for the present study was selected from different schools, which consist of 300 boys and 300 girls, with a total sample of 600 school students. The second is the main research tools used for the study was the bullying questionnaire that consists of personal data sheet or information about the participant and asks the students about their experience of bullying at school in the past 4 weeks. The bullying questionnaire consists of 44 items which measures 50 different variables of bullying. The item from 1 to 6 consists of personal information about the participant. The item number 7 to 9 correspond to the extent which student feels safe at school. The item number 10 to 50 corresponds to the extent to which students have become victims of bullying. In the item 16, the type of bullying experienced as a victim. The item number 17 deals with the extent to which bullying have led to the absence of students in school. Item number 18 refers to the extent which bullying in schools bothers the student. Item number 19 asks the subject for the type of bullying they have been engaged in. The item number 12 asks the student for the type of bullying they have seen or heard as being given to others. Item number 21 deals with the extent to which they have helped the bullying victims. Item number 22 measures the extent to which the students have been left out or treated badly. Item number 23, the place in which bullying happens in school. The item number 24 asks the respondent about the time in school when bullying happened. The item number 25 asks for the extent to which they have given help to the bullying victims. Item 26, the reason for not providing help to the victims. Item number 27 asks the student what was their reaction to bullying when they were bullied. And the item from 29 to 44 deals with the attitude of the students towards bullying. And the statistical techniques used are descriptive statistic, namely frequency or an event is the number of times the event occurred in an experiment or study, and percentage, a number of ratio expressed as a function of 100. It is often denoted using the percent sign. The questionnaire thus constructed was administered to a total of 600 students to get the data for the study. Before distributing the questionnaire, the students need to be given an idea or awareness regarding what bullying is. The data for the present study was collected from schools in Trivandrum district. The first step in collection of data was to identify and select educational institution, then the permission of the principal of the schools. Data collection was fixed on a particular day in accordance with the permission of the principal. The schools which gave permissions were again visited on the day of appointment and data collection was done. The researcher met the students in their respective classes. The researcher introduced the topic bullying to the students of the class. Then the questionnaires were distributed to students and they were taught to read the instruction and fill the questionnaires. Even though a specific time limit was not given, the students were asked to fill the questionnaires as fast as they can. After completion, the questionnaires were collected back. The collected data were scored, coded, and analyzed. The analysis was done using the statistical package for social sciences, or SPSS. Descriptive statistics were used for the analysis of the data. In this study, descriptive statistics, namely frequency and percentage, were used to explore the extent and type of bullying prevailing among the selected sample. Now we are going to move to the third outline, that is result. In this PowerPoint, there is 2 points about the result of the research. The first one is classrooms are the place where bullying happens the most. 486 out of 600 children reported that bullying occurs in the classroom. It indicates that 81% of bullying happens in the classroom. The second is most of the bullying happens at the time of break. 300 students reported that bullying happens during break, lunch, or at recess. It indicates that 100% of students felt bullying happens most in the break or lunch time. This table explains the student experience about bullying in the past 4 weeks. First is, it may be noted that 900% of the children reported that they are safe in the school, and 100% of the children reported they not safe. They not safe. It means 60 out of the total of 600 students are experiencing bullying at their school. The second, 53.5% of students experience bullying during the past 4 weeks, and 46.5% of students report not to have had any experiences with regard to bullying. The third, 76.5% of the children are not victims of bullying, and 23.5% of the students are reported to stay home to avoid bullying. And the last, 65% of students are concerned about such adverse happening in the school, and 29% of children have tried to help the other students when they were being bullied. The second table explains the place that bullying happened. 33% of students reported lunch or eating area as the place where bullying occurs. 50.5% of students reported outdoor area around the school as the place where bullying happens. 12.5% of students reported school bus or ferry as the place where bullying occurs. 10% of students reported that bullying occurs on the way to and from school. 8.5% of students reported washrooms to be the place where bullying happens. 7% students reported hallways and library the place where bullying happens. And 4.5% of students reported gym. 4% students reported computer room and change rooms. 2.5% of students reported other areas like bus stop or train. 2% students reported malls or stores, and 2% students reported court rooms as the place where bullying happens. And the next outline is discussion. There is a small group of children who are not feeling comfortable at their schools and are always worried about something bad that could happen to them. School has to be a home away from home, and students should feel the same level of safety and security they feel when they are at home. When that is not the case, it points out to some negative things happening in the school, something that should have to be taken seriously. More than half report to have been experiencing bullying in their school. This is something to be taken very seriously, as this might affect the overall happiness and productivity of the student. Bullying seems to impact every type of students. There was no bias as to whom it affects. Bullying occurred equally to boys and girls who had reported being victims. The Institute of Education Sciences states that the overall rate of violent incidents for all public schools in the United States was 32 incidents per 1,000 students. The rate of violent incident was significantly higher in middle school, with 52 incidents per 1,000 students, than in primary schools, with 25 incidents per 1,000 students. The Institute also reported a 21% weekly reporting of students bullying. And the last part of my PowerPoint is conclusion. It is concluded that there is a prevalence of bullying in our schools. Bullying can threaten students' physical and emotional safety at school and can negatively impact their ability to learn. Bullying has to be taken seriously, as it has been associated with certain immediate and favorable consequences for the victims, and several victims carry the scars of this victimization through their adult life. Bullying is not just a school problem, it is also happens in the community, and it requires community support and solution. Every school exists within a wider community, and developing community partnerships to prevent and reduce bullying is an excellent strategy for many reasons. The outcomes for people who bully others are also not good in the long term. Children and young people who bully others may come to see bullying as a normal and acceptable way to behave. Those who bully others need to support to learn more appropriate ways of behaving and of resolving conflict to prepare them adulthood and to reduce the likelihood of developing even more serious antisocial behaviors. Bullying can be one of the biggest problems for our youth. We need to take responsibility to put an end to this growing dilemma. Our films, entertainers, TV, website, chat rooms, etc. all encourage target behavior. The statistic of suicide of innocent people who have been the victims of bullying is staggering and alarming. We need to make this issue a priority, whether at home, in school, in the government, or at work. We cannot afford to lose another beautiful soul. There is so much written now concerning this subject. We need to get to the people who bully as quickly as possible. We need to get to them before someone gets hurt. Maybe that's all from my presentation. Thank you for the time and the attention.